Hello everyone, welcome back to Friendly Talk with Busayo Kiyomi. I'm sure you've been enjoying our series on why divorce. Today we're looking at another element. This is an element that people don't even want to talk about, and that's infidelity or extramarital affairs in marriage. And to be doing this with me is my lovely sister, Mrs. Deborah Chika Adegoke. She's a wife and a mother of two delightful boys. She is a lawyer by training and currently heads the Strength Project. She's passionate about establishing girls' stances on societal issues. She speaks on Strength Project podcast among other platforms. And today she's going to be answering the following questions. What are the causes of infidelity and extramarital affairs in marriage? How can it be prevented or how can we overcome it? And how can you forgive and move on? Debbie, over to you.
Hi there, my name is Debbie, and today I'll be talking to you on the matter of infidelity in marriage. Infidelity, extramarital affairs are a reality that we don't like to admit is there happens, but it does happen. And as believers, how are we supposed to deal with matters of infidelity or extramarital affairs? So the first question on my list here is, what are the likely causes of infidelity and extramarital affairs in marriages? And I'll say as a general thing, the cause of infidelity is the fall, right? Because man fell, he lost the ability to be faithful and to be committed to one another in the way that God designed commitments to be in marriage. But there are practical everyday things that happen that lead to infidelity and people having extramarital affairs. One of them is lack of communication. And this is especially in with regards to satisfaction. So what happens many times is that we are dissatisfied with how something is going on in the marriage and how something is going on in our relationship with our spouse and the way they do something or do not do something. And rather than talk to them about it, rather than have an adult conversation, a civil, polite, open conversation with them, we try to cover up for it, we try to make up for it. And then that dissatisfaction leads to us trying to find satisfaction that we need in something else. And over time, that something else can become someone else, can become porn, can become, just looking for satisfaction somewhere outside your spouse. And so while your spouse is not meant to satisfy you fully, only God can do that, right? There are places that your spouse was created and designed to satisfy you. And one of them is sexually. Another one of them is being your companion, being the person that you can be vulnerable with, you can be yourself with, you can share your fears with, you can share your hopes and aspirations with. If you are dissatisfied with the way your spouse handles any of these matters, the way to deal with it is to have a conversation with them. Hopefully, you're married to someone who you can be naked and unashamed with truly, and you can have an honest conversation with them about what you're dissatisfied with and help them see how they can help you find satisfaction in those areas of your life. Now, what's another likely cause of infidelity in marriages is a lack of self-control. Now, the truth is, lack of self-control is something that if you don't have it, you don't have it. You have to build it like a muscle. And so if you are unmarried and you already see that you have a chance to go after certain things without self-control, the best thing to do is to begin to rein in yourself and bring your body under control for certain things. And now, if you're already married and you notice that you have a problem with self-control, speak to your spouse about it. The truth is, at the end of the day, open, honest communication will solve 3/4 of the things that cause infidelity in marriage. Speak to your spouse about it. Seek counsel, seek help. Talk to a therapist, a marriage counselor, your pastor, someone that you can be open and vulnerable with so that they can help you and your spouse deal with the matter of self-control. Now, I think I already answered question 2 in answering question 1. How can matters of infidelity and extramarital affairs, how can they be overcome or prevented? One, I said, build self-control as a single person. 2, marry somebody that you are friends with, somebody that you can actually talk to, someone you can actually be honest with. If you marry somebody you have to pretend to, you will have an extramarital affair. Extramarital affair is not only when it has involved another human being, even when the thoughts are persistent in your heart, there's already an affair going on. So if you're not open and honest with your spouse, you will have an affair without fail. You will have an affair with an imaginary person in your heart. You will have an affair with your work. You have an affair with you will have an affair where you are not as committed in your marriage relationship as you should be. So marry somebody that you are friends with. 3, be accountable. Have someone in both your lives that both of you submit to and that you can talk to, and you can just, if for any reason your spouse is not listening as they should, someone that you can bring into the conversation to help you guys grow together. 4, keep developing yourself, keep developing your romance, keep developing your yes, as a couple. Don't stop dating because you are married. Keep dating, keep things fresh, keep things open, keep things, rejuvenated in your marriage. Those are the ways that you can overcome or prevent emergency. Yeah, so those are some of the ways you can prevent extramarital affairs. How can you overcome extramarital affairs? 1, get out of secrecy. If you're doing something in the dark, it's sponsored because it's in the dark. Bring it to the light. If you're afraid of bringing it to your spouse because you're afraid that it will destroy them, then take it to someone who you respect that would be able to bring you into the light with your spouse. But exposure is necessary for overcoming extramarital affairs. If you don't open it up, it will continue. Plain and simple. So again, have open, honest conversations. Again, take the time to do the work internally and with your spouse to get to the point where trust is rebuilt, to get to the point where where trust is rebuilt and you can move on together in the marriage. It says, how do you forgive your spouse and move on? This is an interesting question because forgiveness is key to moving on from anything extramarital, anything that has to do with an affair or infidelity. And one of the things I would say is remember that you yourself were forgiven much. Yeah, remember that you yourself were forgiven much. One of the reasons why unforgiveness is such a big deal when it comes to extramarital affairs and infidelities, you're in your mind, you're saying, how could you? How could you do this to me? But think about the fact that we've done this several times to God and He forgives us. And so put yourself in God's shoes and see that it's the same forgiveness that He gives us freely, that He's requiring of us to give to our spouse in this instance. Believe the best of your spouse. That's another way to forgive. Believe the best of your spouse. Believe that this was a mistake. Believe that they want to change. If you believe that they wanted to hurt you and they are going to keep hurting you, you can't forgive them. You can't let go of it because it's a present reality with you. But if you believe the best, the Lord believes all things, trusts all things, hopes all things, right? And so if you hope all things, you believe that this was a mistake. You believe that as they said they are sorry, they are actually sorry and they want to move on. You believe that you can build a good future with them just like God has built a future with you in your own life. Then you would be open to forgiving. The third thing I would say is be honest about how you feel. Don't bottle it up. Don't say, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I forgive you. God says I should forgive, so I've forgiven you. And then inside, you're still dealing with the feelings of shame, of hurt, of pain, of bitterness. No, have a safe medium to express those feelings. They say marriage is between you, God, and your spouse. I say that's not true. Marriage is between you, God, and your spouse, and the community of people that help your marriage thrive. So talk to someone that you can trust about how you feel. Talk to your spouse to the extent that they can receive it without being condemned completely about how you feel, how what they've done made you feel, and be open about your feeling in a way that is redemptive and not destructive. Yes. How to move on. Like I said, believe the best of your spouse. Believe that beauty can come from ashes. Believe that God can make something beautiful out of your marriage in spite of that mistake. And think about the fact that it could have been you who would make that. I know in your mind you're going, never, it could never have been me. I can never do such. Only because of the grace of God, or if they left some of us, what we would have done is worse than the one that was done to us, right? So, so if you have a spouse who's cheated on you, or had an affair, think about the fact that that could have been you in that position, and how would you like to be treated in that position as well, and let that be the foundation on how you move on. Any other advice from me on this matter? I believe I've said it all. I hope that some of the things I said are useful to you if you find yourself in this situation. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you so much for sharing such beautiful insights. Let me read out some of the things I wrote down. Lack of communication. In other words, communicate, talk about it. Lack of self-control. Seek help. Marry someone you can be friends with. Keep developing yourself. Keep things fresh. Get out of secrecy. Forgive and believe that beauty can come out of ashes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.